I be rolling with you, mommy, I be feeling the motion. When I'm inside you, I be deep as the ocean. When it comes to your love, can't lie, it be strong as a potion. That's why me and you forever be coasting. Let's roll. Co-pilot on the passenger side, be so fly. Yeah, she so lit, we so high. Just me and my chick, yeah. Just me and my chick, yeah. Co-pilot.
Yo, what up, y'all? What's going on, man? Welcome to another one, man. We back. Sparking conversation, y'all. You know what I mean? So, y'all know how we do, man. Each and every week, man. I like to give thanks to all of you guys that check us out each and every week live. Y'all jump on the live with us. And then all of y'all that actually go out there and download the audio version of this podcast, man. That's super dope. You know, I say that every week because it is. It's just like, it's crazy. Like, people don't even, they're not even looking at you. They just listening to you. So, obviously, you know, they like how we give it up, man. So I appreciate all of you guys out there that take the time out your day to download the audio version on all the streaming platforms where you get your podcast. I'm talking about Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all of it. Amazon, thank y'all. Thank y'all, because it means a lot. You know what I'm saying? So definitely appreciate y'all, man. All right, and so like I always like to say, man, each and every show, man, you know, all of you guys that check out the links that's in the description is super dope. Make sure if there's anything in there that interests you guys, go ahead and check on the link. Don't forget that we got the free ebook in the link for business credit versus personal credit. It breaks it down. It lets you know what the difference between the two is. It lets you know how, you know, just give you basic information. It's a short read. It's not really a long, you know, thick book or nothing like that. It's about 100 pages, I think, something like that, maybe 75, if I'm not mistaken. But it's got a lot of information in it, you know. So if you were ever wondering, and also, it will help because you know what's going on out here, y'all. I don't know if y'all do it not, but you know, on this platform, I like to let the people know that, you know, you got to pay attention, follow the money. If you don't do nothing else, follow the money. If you have a family, if you have any type of thought process that has to do with the future or any type of thing that you feel like, you know, you a legacy, and that's your thing. You know, now's the time more than ever to follow the money. I'm not talking about it in a way where it's about greed. I'm talking about it in a way to find out how you are supposed to maneuver throughout everything that's going to happen. You know, recently people have been up in arms because, you know, they put everything in movies and television. You know, they put everything out there, right? Because of maritime law, anything they're going to do to us, they have to put in movies. So with all the things that's been happening now and recently with the Leave the World Behind and all this other stuff, so people they have a different mindset, I think. It's starting to make people think a little differently about some of the things that we just been blindly allowed to be walking into or we push ourselves into. You know, if nothing else, man, these times should be signs of you guys. I don't care if you guys are some of the people who's been seeing what's been going on in the sky. I know it's a lot of people that's been filming a lot of UFO activity or, you know, whatever you want to call that, unidentified phenomenons, however you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? I know people have been seeing that. I know people have been seeing how the red sun. I know people have been seeing that. I know people have been seeing like how that so-called planet that they call the extra one, what we call Nibiru. I know y'all been seeing. I know y'all been seeing a lot of things. I know y'all been seeing how the rivers have been drying. I know how you've been seeing how different artifacts have been showing up out of that dried up rivers, and I know y'all been seeing a lot of different things, and some people been worried, and then a lot of people like to live in fear because that's what they do. They get information, and then they start to be scared. And I don't know why. And I think that when you get certain information, it shouldn't make you scared. It should just make you more aware of what it is that you have inside of you. Everybody claims that they have this thing that they call spirituality. Some people have religion. You know, whatever it is that you claim that you get your strength from, where is it whenever you hear these things? Like, if that's the thing that you're going by, now's not the time to be scared. Now's the time to be smart. Now's the time to not fall into the category of what they call a sheeple. Now's the time to not be in part of that valley of dry bones, because I know everybody took that literal, but that's not literal, man. The valley of dry bones be the people that's walking around here alive right now and kicking right now, but all they think about is right now. And then when you only think about right now, you only think about this thing here, you only pay attention to that thing there, then you become part of the system, and then that's what happens. We get caught in that cycle. But for those of you guys that want to get up out the cycle, we got the LLC luncheon coming 2024. Y'all know what to do. Get your businesses together. Yes, they have this new stipulation that they have going on with the businesses. I don't know if y'all heard about that, but now you have to re-register your business now they want to know full transparency of everyone that's connected to your LLC now I know everybody do the annual report and all that other stuff, but now they got this extra thing you have to do. It starts January 1st, and it's a hefty fine for those people that do have LLCs. After the first 30 days, if you don't comply and send in this information, you could be charged $500 per day that you don't send it in. Now think about that for all my business owners, all the people that have LLC. Y'all just sitting on it. Y'all not doing nothing with it. Y'all just got it. Now remember, when January 1st come in, you guys have to go you have to register your LLC. What I mean by that is not re-register it as if you never had it before. I'm saying you have to go out there and do this new step that they put in place. And this new step is going to cause you to have to give full transparency of everyone that you have listed under your LLC, which means they want addresses, they want social security numbers, and all that. So if you're in business with people you can't trust, you better dissolve that joint before 2024, January 1st, 2024, you better dissolve it. If you don't have people where y'all could get this information, get it together, get it in, so you guys don't have to pay that fine, because they're going to fine you. And y'all already know how Uncle Sam is. They'll find a way to get that money, even if they're taking your income tax and all this other shit. So pay attention to all my business owners, LLCs. If you have one, January 1st, y'all know what's going on. They about to rob you. So get your shit together. If your joint is legit, it don't matter if you're not using it or not. They just want to know who's a part of it. So make sure you get with the people. If you ain't just you, make sure you get with the people, get it together. If you're starting a brand new one, I bet if you got offices, if you electing people, if you creating make sure everybody be willing to give up that personal information so you can send it in. If not, you'll get fined. So that's just my tidbit to y'all. Pay attention, follow the money. Don't get caught out there. They're trying to make it hard for you, but information defeats everything. No matter what we're going through in life, the more information we got, the better we can make it happen. Shout out to Locks of Green, yo. Shout out to you, yo. But yo, definitely. So tonight I want to talk about something different. Now, y'all know we've talked about this on the show before, and on the show before when I talked about it, it was just the guys, right? And then we got a little bit of feedback from people when we talked about this, because it was just like we was only being able to represent it from a male's perspective, which I think that whenever we talk about these particular topics that we're going to talk about tonight, it's best to have a female's perspective too, right? So with that being said, tonight, me and the crew, we're going to chop it up. We got a special guest coming on. Right now, I just want to know, for all you guys that, have you ever really researched about polygamy, is what I'm saying. Now, I want people to take this as, information. I want people to take this as a means of being able to spark a conversation, and be able to take this information and go back and do what you do with it. I would say research. But I think that people should really pay attention to a couple of things, right? Because whenever we bring this up, I think a lot of people get into their feelings because they think it's about the whole subject about men having multiple women, because we know it's different types of, levels of polygamy. You know what I mean? It's polyamory, it's all this other different types of it, right? And I always get the same question back. Like when you talk to people about it and they say stuff like, yo, well, what if she want to bring another man? And I always say the same thing, if that's what she wants to do, she has the right to do that. I don't think people should really be sitting up here always trying to have a counteractive or like a counter response to things based on, they think that it's based on one person having, the upper hand, or one person living out a fantasy and all that. I don't know what they think that is, because that's not what it's about. Like whenever we look at the way the world is going, and then we look at the people who survived through those particular things, we have to figure out, like, what did they do? Like, it's just for the people who ask why. I know some people don't ask why. Some people are all right. We're just getting up, going to work each and every day, living their life just like how they do. They love the routine. The routine is them. It's all love if that's who you are. But then there's some people that's looking around that's trying to say, yo, you know what? I need to get ahead of the curve. So research is what we do. So I said all that to say, even with polygamy, it's a certain part of it. I feel like everybody should research the good, the bad, the ugly. You can go watch other people's testimonies of how they feel, and you can watch, anything you want, to get whatever you want. And then there's going to be some people who are just not going to look it up because for them, it's just something that they can't see, they can't think, they can't comprehend. And that's okay. You know what I mean, too. There's no right or wrong in this. But what it is that it should spark a conversation between adults. Adults should be able to constructively talk about this without it being an attitude thing. And you guys should be able to research together. I don't understand. A lot of times I know I do. I pop shit about, Android, iPhone, whatever. It's all corny. It's all the same thing. You know what I mean? But all of them got Google and all these other search engines on it. So it gives you an opportunity to do all the research. You feel how you feel about it. But as adults, you should never be, it should be nothing that you shouldn't be able to talk about. Like nothing, Like it should be nothing that you can't talk about constructively without, getting attitude and getting into your feelings. Like, it should never be that. I see that certain topics always strike people a certain way emotionally. So I already know after tonight's show and we clip this up, oh yeah, it's gonna be like that. People gonna be jumping out the window on their emotions. So we prepare for that, and we're looking forward to it too. All right. So let me see. Like I got Meek in the building right now. Let me see. Let me bring her on up real quick, y'all. Hold on. What up, Meek?
What up? I'm the only one here.
Well, right now, yeah, because my guests, they got an iPhone. Like, see, I was trying not to go there. I was trying not to go there.
But every week that I used my iPhone, I was able to get on.
I don't know, but it seemed like everybody who have an iPhone, when it's time for them to use it,
that's not true. Because I've done it on an iPhone for most of this year. It's only been about 4 weeks that I've been using my laptop.
Well, let me reword it then. Let's put it like this then. Everybody that's been coming on lately, whatever service they got their iPhone on, it ain't been working. They've been having to go through a whole bunch of different stuff, like even Big P for last week. So, but they'll be on. In between, then, how your week been so far, yo?
It's been good. How about yours?
It's been good. How about yours? Yeah, it's been good, yo. I mean, how? Hey, listen, my birthday was last week. I'm still, coming around feeling that, people still telling me happy birthday under my picture like it's today. So, you gotta love that. You know what I'm saying? So word. So now it's been cool, man. I've been out here, putting in that work and shit,
As you should.
Yeah, man. But look, you know what tonight's topic is about? When my guest actually comes around, you know what I'm saying, and I bring her up, she I give it a formal introduction and stuff whenever that happens, but she's really dope, man. She has I was going to say an energy. She has a radio show in Atlanta that's titled Energy Toss Network. And she helps. She does a lot of things where she inspires women. She's an advocate for women. She actually is the person that connected me with Quinchella Nelson when we talked about LaDeja Nelson, whose daughter is locked up and been locked up wrongly accused for the last 4 years. So they were the ones that invited me on the panel to talk about that. And so, like I do, we always show love.
Yeah.
I put up a clip, right? They in the building too. So I put up a clip and, she responded and she was like, yo, Rod, I want to come on the joint, yo. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to talk about polygamy. I was like, oh, what? I was like, well, listen, let's do it. Because the last time I talked about it, it was just the guys up here. And we tried to be as, you know what I mean? Like, we tried to be like, yo, but we couldn't. We got a lot of feedback. Yo, y'all should have women up there. Da, 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 da. So now it's just me tonight. And then you ladies will be in here. Right? Okay. And then you ladies will be in here. So we're going to talk about it. But I got a bunch of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I got some videos. We're going to chop it up. We're going to check it out. We're going to do some reactions too. And we're going to keep it moving, man. Hopefully, all of y'all that are watching right now, if you're watching it on YouTube, please like the video. If you're watching it on Twitch, like the video. If you're watching it on X, Twitter, whatever it is, because we are streaming live on all three of those platforms right now. Just hit the like, hit the retweet, let everybody know. We about to chop it up. We gonna talk big shit tonight. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun, yo. So, all right, let me see what's going on. Let me see if I can get in here and we can work it out. All right, okay. Well, our mic is muted. Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic. Yeah. You're here, yeah.
Hey.
Oh, this iPhone. Let me tell you right now.
Now, you know what? I was about to start off like that. You know what I mean? I got a few people, maybe one that's a little sensitive to the iPhone talk. You know what I mean? So I ain't want to really go there. But listen, I want to talk a mad shit right now about iPhone. What's good with you though, y'all? How you feeling?
I am feeling good. I'm so excited to be on with you. I've been watching you for a minute now. Been watching y'all cut up for a minute.
So now it's your turn, right?
Listen, I want to get into it now. Cut into the beef.
I already know, yo. Shout out to you, man. So listen, just to give a little backstory, I was doing that before you came on. I was just telling everybody a little bit who you are. You know, and how I know you, you know what I'm saying, through your husband. That's my guy. I've been knowing him over 20 years. He's a dope MC. He's a dope producer. You know what I'm saying, entrepreneur, hustler, the whole nine. He has a podcast too, Niggas and Flies. And I went down to Atlanta and I jumped on the joint and we made some shit shake. You know, it's always, man, like we do, man. So double shout out, salute to him. And you know, I met you during that time, and you know, we've been fly ever since. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I've been following y'all movement. I've been supporting what y'all got going on. You do a lot for women. You advocate a lot for women.
Thank you.
Yeah, you dead serious about it, yo. So I think that tonight's conversation is going to be very interesting. All right, for a number of reasons, because I wanted to set that up to let people know that off top, like who you are. You know what I mean? So.
Mm-hmm.
What I want you to do real quick is I want you to introduce yourself to the audience and let them know a little bit more about what you do and how you give it up, yo.
Well, no doubt. Thank you so much for allowing me to be on your amazing platform. You and this lovely sister right here looking real cute. You better let me know in the beginning if she's married, because I'm looking for him another wife now.
All right, look.
Let me know.
We're going to get into it.
My name is Sun. I'm the owner and operator of Energy Toss Radio Show. However, I am first and foremost the wife of Knowledge, which is a dope producer, but I know him as Jupiter Love. So shout out to him, my love line, my life, my leader, my everything. He's the reason why I'm breathing. Well, my children and all that first, but you know, he's the man, so he pokes it and he gets it right. On top of that, I am a spoken word artist, an award-winning spoken word artist, and all those things. I don't like hitting the red carpet. I'm just here to, you know what I mean, give you love, give you feedback, whatever you got questions about, because I believe that topic is very important to have good knowledge on and understanding knowledge on. So that's why I'm here tonight. So shout out to my husband, shout out to you for continuing, all of you guys for continuing the podcast life. It's not an easy circle, but you're doing an amazing job.
Oh yeah, definitely. I appreciate that, man. You know, it's not very often that, you know, we get people who actually give it up like that when it comes down to it, because, you know, we know with anything, man, it takes consistency to get it to go. You know, sometimes people start something and they want that microwave jump off, right? You know what I mean? Like 10 seconds and it's done. But no, you gotta put your joint in the oven. You know what I mean? And let that joint bake out. And then, you know, when the reward get there, it'll get there. But until then, you know, you just gotta build it, right? Mm-hmm. So I definitely appreciate you for saying that. So look, this is what we're gonna do. All right. So we know what the topic is. Double shout out to all y'all that's watching live. It's a lot of y'all up there tonight, yo. Y'all must have read the caption. This is gonna be live. Y'all know that the comments are wide open tonight. I want to make sure that y'all got y'all questions, y'all got things. Well, you know, make sure y'all do it. Let's engage tonight, all right? Because it's about that, right? It's about that. We talking about polygamy now. We know it's different forms of polygamy, right? You know, polygamy is like the big umbrella, and then there's different breakdowns of different types of relationships under that. So we know that at some points it could get a little convoluted depending on, you know, which way it go and how that goes, and this person's thought process and what they're willing to accept, but at the end of the day, that's not what we want to talk about tonight. So that's why I wanted to make sure that, tonight's conversation is not going to be based on one that maybe, a lot of people may be thinking, because that's not the point. What we want to do is we want to get into, what the meaning of it was, what the origination of it, what was the purpose of it, and what and how it can help. Or if a person feels like in the comments that you feel like it don't and why it won't, that's fine too. It's not about making people do anything. But one thing that we will perish from is from the lack of knowledge. That's all I can say. All right. So we're gonna open up the show. I got the sister Shahrazad Ali. I want to play a video real quick.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna watch the video. We're gonna react to the video, and then we're gonna get into some more of the talk. I got a couple of videos that we may get into tonight, but at this particular moment, I want to open up the floor with it being like, just straight to it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like, the way that she did this interview, and I got a clip of her up now. So the clip I'm going to play is basically from the 80s. You know what I mean? She had a conversation with a young lady on her talk show, and this is how it went. All right.
But if you would cheat on me or walk out on me...
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. We have to get into definition. Who told us that was cheating? Where did that idea come from that that's cheating? And I'm not saying that a lot of men are not just running around. I'm not talking about that. But if a woman finds out that her man has been with a woman while she's been with him for 3 or 4 or 5 years, that's a serious commitment and relationship. And if it hasn't taken anything from me, if I'm not going short of anything, and if this is what he thinks his responsibility is, then what kind of hell are you going to go through to prevent that? Since we cannot stop him, we have not been successful. The white woman has not been successful in stopping the white man from having another woman. They call them a mistress. We pick up a lot of that terminology. But a man who has 2 women, that's not necessarily a mistress. That's just his other woman. Now we got 2 choices. We can be the woman or the other woman. We don't have but those 2. Now I know we don't like that. I don't like that. But that's the reality of our life at some point. Now it's up to the man. But every man doesn't want 2 women, but those that do, they're going to do it.
What about our morals and our religion?
Whose religion? Whose morals? Not our religion, because we're not practicing the religion of black people anymore. That was taken from us. We don't have our morals anymore. That was taken from us. So whose idea are you representing when you stand up for those values? Not ours. Somebody else's. Some other nationality. And it may work for them. But it doesn't work for us. It hasn't worked for anybody, really. But nobody wants to deal with the truth. Monogamy was only created because of the economics of it.
The black...
All right, so that was Sister Shahrazad Ali. She jumped right on in there, and I felt like the host, she would respond typically, the way that I would feel like most women would respond. So before we, what y'all think? Let's do that first. What y'all think about what she said?
She made some points. I mean, especially as long as it's acknowledged, like it's a respected thing. It's something, and like she said, like putting up that fight and dealing with the stress of trying to change this man to do something else. Like it's either you accept him for who he is and what he does, or move on. Like that's pretty much all you can really do. So yeah, like she brought it in a different perspective as well. Like I never really heard it from her view, where she's like, like he gonna keep cheating, he gonna keep doing it. That's his other woman at this point. That's not his mistress. I just never heard it in that perspective. So she put some other insight into it.
I think that the most, well, first of all, after you played that clip, I think the show was over. I think the most underrated thing that we could do, or the most I want to put air quotes to that, value things that we can do, is listen to Black women in our culture that has been westernized. For instance, Whitney Houston sings, "I'm every woman," just like Chaka Khan did. Whitney Houston died trying to do that. Alzheimer's is at an all-time high with African American women because they're trying to be every woman. The reason why you don't see white women doing that never stopped their men from going down Slave Row is because they didn't want to be and didn't have to be and still sat up in the big White House. We don't want to hear that. We believe still that our men are our property and our possession. So we still keep them bondage. We keep them captive because of our insecurity, some of us. My type of lifestyle is this. My man can do whatever he wants because I'm happy in who I am and secure in who I am. And he's happy within me, and I want for nothing, need for nothing, nor desire anything. Now, I can't say that about Betty Sue with that man sitting on that table and her water bill ain't paid. It ain't got to do with me. But for me and my household, if he wants steak tonight and chicken with hot sauce tomorrow, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to still have my steak in the freezer. I'm going to serve him chicken with hot sauce and maybe some bread, some mashed potatoes, some yam, whatever he wants, because I'm well taken care of and there's no one and nothing bothering me. Now, society does get us a little messed up. You know, we got some young boys that don't deserve that, and I get it. But we also got some women that take it a little bit too far. You know, we're no one's possession, including men too. Men take it too far too. You know, and women deserve the right if they would like to have 4 or 5 or want to be in that particular lifestyle. That's up to them. We're no one's possession. And mind you, I'm married. I choose not to do that because I'm happy. I don't believe there's no man out there that can ever peak what my man or my husband has done or is doing and going to do, because that's just what I feel. Now, your woman may feel differently about you. You know what I'm saying? So I think she hit every mark. And I think we as Black women need to get that together because we're the ones that's losing our man. You see Jonathan.
Yeesh. Yep. And I think
Megan came in on the end.
He definitely set an example of what it's like, you know what I mean, to go through things, even when you on video proving that you're not wrong, you're still wrong.
But what did he do? What did he do? He went and grabbed a Black woman's hand and she walked right beside him. Now, if she would have cut that short and went the other way and said, look, Jonathan, poly life has nothing to do with sex. That's what we're missing here. Has nothing to do with sex. It's mind. It's mind. You know, it's mind. It's physical. As long as you can capture in physical mindset, as long as you can capture someone's mind, that's beyond wavelengths you can ever imagine. That's beyond galaxies that you can ever imagine. And he's supposed to be representing that thing, correct?
Right. Uh-oh. Yep. Your audio went out. Hold on.
Love and understanding as a people, a community is what poly life is. It's a community, a protected community, and we're missing that.
Right. So let's talk about this. Let me ask y'all some questions because this is what will come back. This is the feedback I get a lot, you know, based on people who have this conversation. You know, most of the time they get into the whole thing about sharing. I think the word share comes up for the most part, you know, because of the ownership mindset. You know what I mean? So like they feel like it's a thing where they're sharing. And I always like to really put it in a comparison thing. Like, yo, when we think about life with people, I think as adults, we automatically put sex in the forefront. I think we have no choice because the way society has built everything up. Everything is about sex. They keep saying sex sells. Sex is in the forefront. Sexuality is in the forefront. What your sex is in the forefront. You know, so everything is about that. So when it comes down to, you know, poly life or, you know, just in the thought process of people actually thinking about the community base, they can't get past the sex part. Because for them, that's the violation for a lot of people. If you think about relationships, that's a deal breaker for most people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but when it comes down to it, people always say they want somebody to be honest. I've always heard that. I've always heard that. So let's talk about that. Is that what they really want?
No. No. I don't know about you, sis, but I don't want my man to always be honest with me. I say I look good in this dress, and you better like it.
Yeah, exactly. There's certain things. There's levels to this shit. Okay, like don't like no one. I need you to lie to me. You know what I mean?
Listen, know when I tell you I look like big, if I tell you I look like big butt booty from porn number 2, then you better agree with me. You better like it. And I don't have to look like that, but you better like it. No, I don't want your honesty.
Cheer me on in that instance.
No,
you know,
no,
like
they're not ready. They're not ready for honesty. No.
Yeah, but that's the thing that a lot of people they'll say something like, "Oh, just be honest with me, or just tell me. I rather deal with it that way, or you never know what I can handle." And I always look at that, you know what I mean? Because people don't really want honesty like they say they do. And what I mean by that is because whenever we as adults emotionally respond to the things that we hear, we immediately get defensive.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what messes up the conversation. Like, you can't have a conversation in defense. Like, once people get defensive, it's very hard for you to get you know, through to them based on what you're trying to express, because then, you know, a lot of times your honesty can be a person's, you know, they will take that personal.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to think about it, and every man don't deserve to have 2 women or more.
Oh, no.
Let's just be honest. Like, that's not a thing for every man, but there will never be one man for every woman. Women will always outnumber men.
But we have to learn, you know, respectfully, we have to learn that we're sharing, whether we like it or not. And we got to stop. I mean, when me and my husband got together, he never understood why I never liked the word cheating. I think it's an illusion word, just like time. It's an illusion word. Cheating is something because you have an insecurity and you're projecting it on the person you're with. And if you project it enough, they're going to go find somebody else to make them not even hear that all the time. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to take responsibility of being treated bad. Being treated badly and being cheated upon in the terms is 2 different things anyway. You know, and it goes into that honesty, like what you're saying. If I'm honest with you and you're honest with me, there's no such thing as cheating. I'm telling you what I feel anyway. So it's up to you to take that to make it a red flag and go, or make it a green flag and stay. That's up to you. All these illusion words that are in our culture, especially for our women, that's what really bothers me the most. Our Black women, let me tell you why sex comes up a lot. Because we are beautiful. You can't look at any one of us in our culture and saying nothing sexy about us. It's going to come up. Why do you think there were so many mandingos? Why do you think there were so many of us pregnant by other cultures? Because we are beautiful beings. Okay, now with that said, what did they do? They broke our minds, because the minds, again, is the airwaves to us. That's it. That's why they didn't want us to have this. Our antennas. You know what I mean? They wanted to cream us down, make us all platted, you know, plastered down. Let's put this, you need to look like Shirley, and then I can look like, you know what I mean? No. No. Absolutely. I really do believe that if we get our minds together, plus it's a build. Listen, they doing communities, which some of us labeled as cults, right? I get it. Now, one thing Black people don't do is mess with each other, churn and y'all churn. Now, we don't do that now. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay? So there's a difference. But we don't do that. We don't do that.
Nah,
okay?
We don't do that part.
Okay?
We can't. We'll never be able to. Yeah, we will never be able to start a cult.
We don't do no cults now, because I don't want Uncle Gerald in my house. No. But what we do love is communities. And what they did was break our community up. Okay? Once you break that community up, you find out you have nothing, or they blow them up. You see what I'm saying? And then when I say they, I don't know what type of audience you got, but we all smart. You know, we got to remember that once we learn that, come on, we'll be sexier than we've ever been. Oh my God. Could you imagine?
Yo,
a community of us? Oh my God.
We talk about it a lot. We talk about it a lot in the sense of a lot of things that come along with it. You know, what that comes with that community. A lot of it comes with, you know, protection and stuff like that. Because in the event that, you know, think about it, everybody's been up in arms lately. Like, it's been really trending about Leave the World Behind and all the things that people were thinking about. Like, you know, if this cuts off, if this stops, if this happens. But I really was really thinking about that. Like, yo, listen, you know, for all of y'all out there, like, really think about that. Like, a lot of y'all won't really have no protection out there either if something like that was to happen.
Yeah.
You have none. Like, you'll be in a position where, and I'm not saying it in the sense where, you know, you might not can link up with a couple other people and try to make something happen. Well, what I'm saying is that if you're not prepared going into these things, wow, it makes it really tough for you to try to pick up from there. There you go. What's good, fam?
Not
What
Ellie
up?
B. Williams. Okay.
It's Ellie D. Williams.
You see the jacket? You know?
I can dig it. But yeah, yo. So look, we talking polygamy tonight, Kev. I don't know if you caught anything before you jumped on. I know, people been having a little bit of. We're gonna figure this out because I know this is only happening on phone. So I'm gonna send that out, see if we can get that troubleshooter, so we can get, try to get that rectified. You know what I mean? But with that being said, I know that based on what Sister Shahrazad said, I know a lot of people will respond the way that the host said. And we want to get into it a little bit more about polygamy because I want to get into the whole community thing because I think it's a thing that we really need to touch on that part. All right. So look, I got another video. We're gonna play this one, right? And then we're gonna react to it because, like I said, it's good to hear what the elders are saying. So, matter of fact, before I play the more recent one, I'm gonna play another clip from that same show. I'm gonna do that first. And then we're going to come back to the more up-to-date thing about what she's saying about right now, like what she feels about right now. So let me play another clip from that show real quick.
There is no history of the black man settling down with one woman
Right.
and never desiring to have another. Before
Right.
slavery, during slavery, or after slavery.
That's
the black
just the
man
truth.
has never been recorded to have just one woman.
Right. Well, I think there's some actual facts we can look at on that. Monogamy has failed for the white man in America.
But this is like saying it's okay.
It's not me saying it's okay. This is how they're living. I'm giving you the history of what their life is. Black men haven't been waiting on me to tell them it's all right to have more than one woman. Neither have white men. This is just what they do. I'm not talking about fornication and adultery. I'm not talking about one-night stands and running around rampant with other women. That's not the kinds of, when I say more than one woman relationship. I mean that before we came to America, our men had more than one wife and family. And we were satisfied with it because we had not met the monogamy idea. We had not met the American white woman who, insists on certain kinds of values in her man. We had not learned envy and jealousy. All right, after coming here, those kinds of ideas were bred into us because of society and the mores that the Americans made up here. And so then we started to have problems with that. But I think that since it is apparent that most of them, not all of them, it's certainly up to the man, do love more than one woman. I got tons of mail. A lot of black men write and tell me that they have had two women for 5, 10, 15, and 20 years, and they can't even get the women to speak to each other. Sometimes they have two families.
Would I want
two sets of
to? But
children.
Sharon, would I want to talk to a woman who's sharing, perhaps the bed and the money and the social life with who I would deem as my man?
If you want to deal in reality, and if you are not insecure, and if you don't think that robs you of something, you would want to know them. If he loves her, you certainly should want to know her.
There are a lot of black women out there who say,
Oh, I know
"Sister,
they're mad about that idea. I understand,
That
And
would
that's
never
not
hold
easy.
water.
Wait a minute, that's not easy. And that's a frightening thought to most of us. And I don't like that. I'm not for that. I'm in agreement with everybody else. Our men ought to just have one woman. But that is not the reality. I'm trying to get us to deal with some reality for a change. Stop dealing with fantasy. Stop dealing with television. Stop dealing with imagination of how we wish things were. Let's deal with them how they are, what it is, present tense. And
But
if we
because
deal with
that's
that,
happening
then
doesn't mean I have to like that or
no,
want
that
to
means
accept
that you can live in hell. That means you can live in doubt. That means that you can always be checking on your man. That means that you can be insecure and be, tearful. And that means you can be disappointed when you find out the real truth. And you don't want to have that in your life. None of us do. But in order not to have that, then we have to deal with some reality and recognize that men are not limited in the way that women are. Men are able to love more than one woman. I'm not talking about, as I said, just a random sexual relationship of fornication.
All right, so it gets deep. It gets deep when you think about people having a conversation like when it's women having a conversation. Now, had that been a man having a conversation with the woman, or say like it wasn't Sister Shahrazad, and it was a man trying to have this conversation with that host, depending on how he was talking to her, it would have come off wrong, right? because in that sense, he would have been having to exert what makes him a man that feels like he can deserve to speak from this tone. You know what I mean? When Sister Shahrazad just was straight up with her in a way where it's like, damn, like, you know, if a man was to say that, it would look like he was cutting it down. But outside of that, I need to get y'all reaction to what she said. You know what I'm saying? Kev, you just jumped in, yo. Let me know what you're thinking, yo. What you think about what she said?
I think it's interesting. It's one of those things where for a lot of people, being honest is really tough. They don't desire honesty because they feel like honesty comes with judgment. With judgment comes with, you know, of course, sentencing, and then you end up in a situation or out of a situation that you wanted to stay in. So a lot of people decide to lie. You know, they just kind of lie to kick it, and people run and hide and cheat and do all of these different things because they can't have an open, honest conversation. I like her approach to it because it was in her face. It was kind of like, hey, this is what's happening. This isn't me creating what's happening. This is just the truth of what's out there, what's been out there, and what's been going on. And until people actually can have a healthy conversation and discuss it, it's going to continue to happen. But, you know, I don't want my windows bust out. I don't want my tires flattened. I don't want somebody pulling up to the job like beating up. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants to be in an embarrassing situation. But embarrassment is a reaction out of lack of knowledge. And then once you come into some knowledge of something that you weren't expecting, you're going to act irrational. So I just feel like it's a healthy conversation to have. She took some very strong points because I wouldn't go as far as to say that women can't do it, because women do it. So, you know, I know for a fact. So I just feel like it's an interesting topic, and the host was just in denial, you know, just in denial and just very immature, because you'd be crazy to think that it's not possible, because it is happening every single moment of every single day.
Facts. All right, son, what you think, son?
I just want to step my toe in the water and say I think it's interesting because of the way they're both dressed.
That's the 80s.
Yeah, no.
Or early 90s, like
in,
that was crazy.
Not dressed as in attire. I mean dressed as in their verbiage. They're dressed in a certain way. And when I mean that, I mean one thing Ross said was, if a man was sitting there, then he would have had to present himself a certain way. The failure of our community is that you're trying to fear the black man, and you really should fear us. Let me explain to you why. We are valued protectors of our men. They fail to show you that, because when it's time for a woman like that to sit with another woman, it's like, oh, well, maybe she, you know, the two women will do it better. If that lady didn't get that by the end, she probably got off there and said, oh, she was really aggressive. I don't think I should speak to her again. You know, she was really aggressive, because she probably, like he said, was saying things that she did not want to hear or was in denial of. Listen, black men or men are the most beautiful things. Oh my God, Jesus. Black men. Okay, so let me go here. Let me tell you, the galaxy gave me one of the most yummiest motherfuckers that ever hit this goddamn. You hear me? Let me tell you something. And I feel that it is my duty to find some sisters that need to know this man. Okay, because we is out here dealing in the wrong dealings. You know, I can't value with my goddesses enough to tell them that we are blessed. We are blessed beyond measure, because when it's time for us to go out and present and walk, we present and walk for him. See, a lion doesn't have to hunt and get his food in order to eat. But you do know that he is present. Right. You do know that he's the one you have to speak to. But you also know he's never alone. There is not one lioness to a lion. Are you crazy? Do you know all she would have to do? And we have to get back to that as our community. And it's sad that the brother said, you know, Jasmine Sullivan said we got bust windows out cars. And, you know, honestly, you know, we share our men every day. We're sharing with the white man. I ain't talking about no gayness. Let's get in our verbiage now. We're sharing with the light company. We're sharing with the the other people that might be in his life, the brothers or the cousins that's stressing them out. We share them. But see, we get real picky when he gets shared with somebody that's actually listening to him, that comfort him, because you don't want to. Then that go, she come, they breaking up. Nobody can break up something that you're happy in. Nobody can destroy something that you're valuable in. That's incorrect. So for me and mine, there's no such thing as cheating. There's no such thing as you can come take, because it's sitting right there. If you're valuable for him and he wants you, I'll clean you up and bring you to him. You ain't gonna come straight off the street. You're gonna get washed. You're gonna get clean. You know what I mean? And then we'll go from there. I think that's where we're lacking at, but I do, that's just me. He's valuable now.
All right, I can dig it.
But I'm valuable too, though. Let me be very clear.
Yes,
I'm valuable
point
too.
that out.
And I also want to say for anybody that try to be funny, okay, just because I'm a plus size woman, I ain't got no insecurities. I'm very secure. That's why he's happy and I'm happy. Very secure. Okay, so because I know this gonna come up on your feed somewhere. It happens all the time in them poly life. They tell these women they insecure. No, they not. No, they not.
Oh, that's the first thing they say. They say they either insecure, they brainwashed, they stupid. Those are all the attributes that come with women who actually agree on actually putting.
Well, they say that about the women over My 600-Pound Life, but you see Megan Thee Stallion, they crying. That lady on My 600-Pound Life frying the burger and her man helping her wash. I just don't understand. I'm just saying, just check it out. I'm just saying, watch who you call it insecure. Watch your verbiage. They need to watch their verbiage out here. That's why we're losing our men in our community. We're losing our men. And then we step up to the ones that never valued us in the first place. Megan Good did all that walking with Jonathan, but Jonathan would have never walked with her if that woman had not tried to fight him that particular night, because he was with her. He was begging her to be like Coretta Scott King. He was begging her to be like the president's wife. He was begging that.
Michelle Obama.
He was begging that.
Oh, I thought they said her name was Michael. Oh, my bad. Hey, yo, so
Don't
listen. Hey, yo, my bad. Hey, yo. Hey, Meek, what you think?
I think she made a good point. She said that she ain't talking about these one night stands or, like him just fucking all these random bitches. Like that's the distinction. Mm-hmm. And like Son was saying, it's not every man don't deserve this. The same treatment that you give to everybody. But I also agree, like, I feel like it has to be an understanding going in. I feel like come up front and say that's who you are. Like, I remember, who was it? Nimrod. Nimrod said it. He was I ain't for just one woman. And I feel like if you're open and honest about that from the jump, she has no choice but to accept that or not. If she get mad, that's on her, because you already said it. You already said, I ain't going to just stay with you. This is what I do. And as long as that is already out there, if that is already the understanding going into your relationship or your situationship, right, then there's no need to get jealous. There's no need to feel like somebody's taking him from you, because he already said that's not the
situation. They're fearful because they lead with their bodies and not their minds.
Yeah, exactly.
Your body
and like
go way
said, it's a
before your
mindset
mind
thing.
do.
It's a mindset.
You hear women that get older and say, well, he don't listen to me talk. Why should he? Because he was watching your ass twerk for the last 40 years. It's your ass that was talking, not your mouth. So
exactly.
When that goes, he noticed that you ain't got no conversation. So he going back to that he trying to find something conversation.
Yes.
So now we lost.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I mean, know
your role. Know your role. Don't be expecting something you ain't even been able to provide. So, you know.
But a lot of people that's where the value comes in. That when you do talk to women about it, I think a lot of them put the value in how they look. And they will feel like because of how they look, that should be in a position where you feel like you should only, want them. And when you really think about what polygamy is, it's not about, you wanting a person physically. I mean, of course, you're going to be attracted to a person physically. Let's not be stupid. We ain't going to be crazy out here and act like, you're just gonna pick something that you don't want to look at. That ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work because when sometimes you walk around in the dark, and when you flick that light on, that's the last thing you want to do to somebody that you actually
Come on,
supposed
even
to be in the
Ray
house.
Charles was checking wrists. So yeah,
Right?
He gonna check your wrist out
Even
before
the
he jump
blind
off
man
on
want to
you,
know
right?
what he's taking home. So
Right. So even with that, so even if you kind of think about that, that's not the thing. But when you think about legacy, when you think about how when ownership comes into play, when you think about your executive branch, when you think about when one person is sick and this other, when you think about all the things that come along with what happens when you be able to put this thing together the right way and people are clicking on the right thing, it becomes more than just what you consider this person is doing physically. Like it goes out the window, and I really realized this too. Like I think you said it earlier, son. There's a certain breed of women who, first of all, you have to be able to actually get in here, and I don't mean with like game and the little bullshit. I don't mean like the pimping. You know what I mean? I'm talking about they gotta really be for you here before any of that other stuff start working in all these other places. Before her faucet even turn on, you know what I mean? You gotta put the little, what is it? The little furnace. You gotta go down there and light the little pilot. Remember back in the day when you know what I'm saying? You had to go light the little joint to get your shit to work. You know what I mean? Turn the gas on. Don't stand too close or your eyebrows is out of here.
Right.
But
I think that's a beautiful thing, though. That's how it's supposed to be, Ra. It really supposed to be that way. The love story that my husband and I have is not any different, but we talk about it most because some people are like, oh my God, that's just so weird. I think the most valuable thing that we have is that our first kiss was after knowing each other a year and a half. Okay. Before that, I had knew him, but I was doing spoken word in so many arenas. I didn't really see my husband physically. I didn't really meet him in the physical form. I want to say maybe 2 years after I was already talking to him, because he would be someone saying, hey, I saw you tonight. Great job. Right. And I met him and I looked and I was like, oh, yo, when I saw him physically, I was like, oh, that's my husband. Like, yeah. I went immediately and I kept calling him that. And I disappeared for some time. And then he came back. I came back around and he said, let me tell you something. I never 1 second stopped thinking about you. That's what sparked my interest. I can get dick anywhere. But if I knew I hadn't seen you in a year and you remembered every conversation we had, I knew I had already inserted myself in your brainwaves. I knew it. So I already knew what you were to me and I was to you. A lot of us forget that. Okay, we forget that you can get dick and pussy anywhere.
Anywhere.
But can you plant some bananas? Can you do anything to help the community? Can you go out here and work a business that brings us money? Can you go grocery shopping? Can you give me a massage? You know what I mean? Can you do anything that builds a community? Can you bear children if the man wants it or if the woman, wants it? These are things that we're not looking at, things that keep us progressing. And where the other culture messed up at is they start doing cult shit. Okay.
Right.
But they was on the right path and they started doing that cult shit.
They made it weird. They made it really weird.
They made it weird. Now, that. But
they made it very weird.
Very weird. And I think that we need to get back to community. We're very quick to be against our own people and I'm not in the hood. I know y'all hear them cops and stuff. I'm down.
Yo, listen, I was about to say, yeah, all right, we know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking like this. Nah, goddamn, I done paid my money. What the
Listen, I was just hoping you don't turn the camera off so we can see.
Listen, I'll be out there like this. They got me.
Like press 48,
right? I think black men and we're missing out on that, man. We're missing out on the pleasures. My husband was not with it when we first got together. You don't understand. He was like, "You want me to what?" I said, "I want you to enjoy. There's 7 days a week. I want you to have six women." He said, "Absolutely not. That's a setup. I ain't got no time for it. I want only you." I said, "And there you go, lying. I am telling you, I will never give you 100% of me. Never. I have children I don't give 100% to. I have grandchildren I will never give 100% to. Where does that leave me for me? That's not okay. Where is that? So then he started. I gave him one. He was like, hold on. You ain't gonna fuck me up in that? Nah. He's like, all right. She was all right. Gave him another one. Oh. You showed us all right. You know, I want to talk to you about something, babe. I love you. I love you too. Sometimes I sit in there and watch. Oh, maybe you might want to stroke it to the left a little bit if that, you know, if you don't want to go crazy. Pointers. We have to teach them. And in the end, he got them a few. And then he realized that they weren't ready to be community. They were ready to be other women. They wanted to be secret wives. I don't want no part of that, but call me when she's not around. They wanted to be the low down, dirty women, the no good women, the good for nothing women, the crazy women, the nasty women. He was like, I will never, ever disrespect her that way. You need some home training. And he would lead them. That's it.
There it is. I mean, you got to have a plan. Excuse me, but it definitely can't be like, okay, we understand sex is important in all relationships, right? We know whether it's monogamy, whatever relationship it is, you know, when it comes to that sex is important. But we gotta realize that out of the day, you know, sex is the least amount of things you're gonna do in a day. Like, I get it, unless that's your job. Now, if that's your job, then, you know, hey, that's what it is. It's like, that's how you get paid. Then, hey, I ain't going to judge. You know what I'm saying? But if that's not your job, then that's probably the one thing that you do the least of. Or if you do it, it takes the least amount of time. At least it should. I mean, you know, if like I said, you know, you got whatever type of feeling you got for the person you with. But for the most part, community comes with a thing. So I was thinking, like, you know how, you know, we get into this thing about what is the solution to our problems when it comes to our economic situations, when it comes to our housing situations, and when it comes to what we actually put on our backs, right? We always get into these things about how we don't work together. But how often do we try to look for the big crowd to work together versus us creating what we can do with the nuclear family to create that from that space first? Sometimes dealing with a group of people that have a group of people that have a group of people works out better than trying to get all these people under one. See, that's where that cult shit come in. Or that's when you got a leader, and then when they fall, the rest of the whole body fall, because that's what happens anytime you try to create a movement, you know. But in the sense of a family, if the leader falls, the family's supposed to keep going. That's different than what you're doing with other people. Like,
now you just explained polylife. What you just did there, Rob, was explain polylife. You separate the difference between cult life and polylife. Because yes, we have leaders, and it may be male or female, whatever you decide to do in your life. And like you said, there are women that have multiple husbands, and there are men that have multiple wives. We get it, right? But they create a community so tight that you never know when anybody falls. You just summed your whole thing up there. That's how you explain it to people, because many a cult have fallen.
Right.
Many. They poisoning each other and every goddamn. You never know when poly lives are falling, because everybody is strong in every way. That leader makes sure. I mean, what do they say? If you're in the biblical lifestyle, he said the God made man in the image of him. In the image of him. That means you're a photocopy of God. That's it. He was the first selfie. The black man was the first.
Right.
So if you're supposed to lead us, we're supposed to not ever show. That's why they say, okay, if God is blessing you, you'll see it. When your man and blesses you, the world will see it.
Facts. Because that's the goal. That's the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to make sure that, you know, if for you as a man, to make sure that your family is in a position where, you know what, I thought about this a long time ago too. They had these different comparisons about what happened to grandma back in the day when grandpa passed away. when Grandpa was the breadwinner, when Grandpa was the person that he bought everything in, he paid everything, whatever. He just brought money home. He gave Grandma money enough for her to make sure she can maintain everything around that's right there, but everything else he took care of. Remember, that's what happened. But soon as Grandpa passed away, Grandma was left vulnerable to have to get another grandpa. Because, he didn't never teach her how to run it in his absence. And so we always compare what was going on now to what happened back in the day. We only go as far as that. We never go as far as, like, where did this start? Like, come on, y'all. It had to be somewhere it started further than that. We go back to Jim Crow and all that, and that's as far as we want to go. We want to go there and understand how men were treated, or how men treated women, and how men were the one that always had everything going on, and they considered them the breadwinner. That's why nowadays you got women who attract to men just because of the amount of money they got. Dude could be a whole sucker. He mad corny, but he got that paper. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, these women have kids with these dudes too. And now they kids, we don't talk about kids. But I was getting ready to say look at
Well,
you don't I'm about to jump out the window. But I ain't gonna do it. But like, listen, you know what I mean? Because sometimes kids can't help it because it ain't their fault. You know what I mean? So I ain't even gonna go there. But definitely, these are the things that we deal with. So what I got one more video. We're going to react to that. And then we're going to, hopefully all of y'all that's watching, I want y'all to have some questions or jump in there or, say what you think, say what you don't think. It's okay. You don't have to agree. You can agree. You don't, it doesn't matter. The point is that sometimes, not sometimes, all the time on this platform, whether we bugging or whether we being serious, that's what it's about. Spark a conversation. You got to be able to have conversations with people, and you got to be able to have the tough conversation, and you got to be able to be real with yourself. This is a conversation that I feel like everybody should be having nowadays, not just for the fact of whether you will or won't do it, but the fact of what it will benefit you or not. Not in the sense of whether you feel like, hey, you want your man or your woman wants another man, like none of that. All you got to do is come to a place where you can have a conversation. Men, if your woman want another man and that's not something you with, it's easy for you to allow her to go ahead and live the life that she wants to live, because it will be another dude that'll be that dude that'll want to be in a relationship with another dude and her. There are people out there like that. They got a bunch of people out there like that. You know what I'm saying? It just might not be the man that you with. Same thing. Like now, women, like man, like you got a woman and then you want to bring another one in. You got the plan, you put it together, everybody, and then they like, no, I don't want to do that because I don't feel like this and I don't want to do that. All right, that. So then now where does that leave that person? It's the same thing. What do? You got one woman who's down with it, the other one that's not. Then what do you do? So it's the same scenario. Then now people have to make a choice. So either way it go, it's like, yo, you gotta have more of a reason to say this is something you want to do besides, yo, I just feel like, hey, now and then I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to pop. Sex got to be the last thing you got, because you got to be able to be a leader. Like even as the man, you got to lead, fam. You can't be a sucker,
well,
and you can't be a self-proclaimed. Yeah, but they be self-proclaimed alpha male. You cannot be a self-proclaimed alpha male feeling like you deserve something because you the one. You the main one that messed everything up.
Listen. I told this young lady that I just got done speaking with. I have two girls, and I'm very transparent about my girls. They're older. They're grown. Okay, I'm a grandmother, and one of my girls got her a little sassy one night. He, and I was talking to his mother, and one thing I heard her say, because I have grandchildren, she said, "Well, my boy's a king." And I got quiet. I said, "Your boy's a king." And she said, "And your daughter's a queen." I said, "Oh yeah." She said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, who told you that?" She said, "What do you mean? You should always uplift." Yeah, I uplift. But I don't lead in denial either. That's like telling the child, you can be anything when you grow up. You ain't even got to work at it. Ain't got to do nothing. Okay, no, we weren't born in that. Like, I was born in America. Okay? If I woke up and I was in this big council, then I tell you, just because you see a servant feeding you food, you need to still pick up the fork. Learn how to cut yourself. But at the end of the day, this young man refuses to work. Refuses. However, she aided and abetted. Aided and abetted. That's not a mindset of leading anything. See, we have to remember what a king is and what a queen is, what a god and a goddess is. I said, I don't call my children queens. And if I had a son, I'd slap somebody if they called him a king. Are you kidding me? We don't do earthly things. If your mind don't know that you got to provide for your home, whether you're male or female, and everything must be straight and in order, we got a problem. But you have mothers like that refuse to give them the insight of saying, you're a little bit sassy now. You need to do a little bit better. That's where you guys get the women that are of male authority, because they got to keep moving, because you got mothers like me that say, come on now, you can't fall. When you need somebody, they'll come. But right now, you can't fall. You can't fall.
Right.
And so they get mixed up. They get mixed up in it. They get mixed up.
A lot of people don't have, unfortunately, a lot of people don't have that person in their life that, you know, they could get that motivation from, because that's what we got to look at it as. We got to look at it as motivation, right? You know, you got somebody in your life that's looking at you like, hey, listen, I know you're going to make your own decisions, and that's fine. We get that. I'm just helping you to understand, like, do you see this, that, and the third? And then what you seeing that, are you okay with this? Are you okay with this outcome? Are you okay with this type of thing happening? And that's what we got to do. And we got to allow people to make their choices, but giving them those tough questions. If you with, especially women that are with dudes that are sassy, are you okay with leaving your male son around this guy? Are you okay with it? Not saying that they will do anything. That's not the point. It's not about being judgmental. It's about recognizing the spirit. And we all got to be, if we want to be transparent, if we want to be honest, we got to recognize the spirit. Okay, fam, that ain't how you get down. I bet, you know, it's my bad. But I'm not going to walk up. It's just like a dude. Like if a dude got on the lace front, I'm not going to ask him why he got that on. But at least at the end of the day, you know, if you got on the lace front, I can only assume.
Right. And that goes into like what you're saying, being transparent. I told her, I said, listen, you're the person that likes to work. You're the person that likes to do. You need another male because he likes to sit at home and watch the children. Let him do that. Find you somebody else that meets your other needs. That's all you got to do. That's it. Because he's not going to do that. If you love him, if that's his only place, if that's where he's going, you do that because those are his children. But he also needs to recognize that you need to find somebody else to fit your other needs. So that's the thing that they're all exploring now, because I'm not going to sit and watch anybody, any woman that I speak to kill themselves. We're not going to do no Whitney Houston. We're not going to do that. We're not going to let you try to be every woman and turn around, you nobody in the end. They vandalizing you, messing you up. We're not going to do that. That's not what we're going to do.
Yikes. All right, y'all. So look, we're gonna get into this last video, and then look, we're gonna react to it, and we're gonna get to it. All right. So look, let me see what she's saying. This is that same lady, Up to Date Now. This is actually maybe like just a few months ago. So I wanted to play I definitely played the clips of her back in the day. Now I know, just for the people that's watching, I wanna give some context here. Now I'm not just playing her because of it seeming like she's pro. While I'm playing her is because she's older, right? You know, if you the newer people, like, yeah, there are a lot of younger people that are practicing polygamy right now. Yes, I have a bunch of videos on them, and yes, they do have their own unique way of explaining what it is to them and how they get down and the whole nine. But at the most, I wanted to make sure that we got it from a different perspective. I didn't want it to look like based on a trend, because a lot of times things could look trendy. Because for the most part, people look at attraction of the people to feel like that's why they are or why they're not in this particular lifestyle. You know, people could get really shallow when it comes to this thing, you know? So that's why it was good to show an elder or a person that's older that's speaking from this point of view. Now, you know, these clips was from the 80s. Now I'm about to play one from just a couple of months ago from the same lady. Now, any of you out there that's watching, of course, do your own research. There's plenty of videos out there, pros, cons, ups, downs. You can look at other people's shit, watch how they do it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, you're gonna find a lot of people, you know, when their personal opinions are there, it's gonna be the same thing that you know you already are gonna know. It's the same thing. It's gonna be success stories and then there's gonna be failures. But that's where everything. Tell me it ain't the same thing with monogamy. I mean, it ain't success and failure stories. Like people don't break up. Like right now, what is Cardi B and Offset right now? They got the internet on fire because now they're broke up. That's monogamy. So we gotta stop hating and start paying attention. So all right, so listen, this is his last joint, yo. We gonna make it shake on. And I think
Sister Shahrazad Ali dropping gems.
Any of this. Polygamy was created for women to make sure that every woman had a father for her children, every woman had food and protection. Okay? So if you have to share him with that time, and the actual fact is, none of us want to be bothered with no man 24/7 because we busy, we got things to do. But we just want to make sure he ain't with nobody else doing that.
That's right. That's right. You already said that a lot.
I mean, I would have never got nothing done if that had been my principle. You know, and I had a lot to do that I was trying to do in my own creativity and stuff. But when we find out if that happens, not gonna die. You don't have to burn his clothes. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
No bleach in his car seats. I mean, it's a lot of things, you know, that women do. Because we get angry about that. That's the deal breaker.
All right, so look, I want to start off with you because you said that earlier about, you know, even being honest could come with the fact of repercussions based on a person's emotions. But based on what she said, you know, polygamy was created for the woman. It was created for women. It wasn't really created for men. And you know, from that perspective, it's like how often, like, and there's a lot of research that we could do on that. I mean, it goes, I promise y'all, it goes back. I'm talking about thousands of years when it's of its inception. It's written on walls, it's written on manuscripts, it's on papyruses. All these breakdowns of how families and what these families did and who was who in these. I promise y'all, it's crazy. And the wealth that was stolen from us. I'm talking about, like, you got to think about the wealth that was stolen from us as a group of people. The things that you could go, every time we go to a museum, we pay the entry fee to a museum. We pay to look at our own shit. Some of us are living in places that we're renting that belong to your family. But you pay rent there. Why? Because you don't know. You don't know that certain people just came to annex y'all shit. You don't know that somebody just, because this person may have slipped a little bit on the property tax, or somebody just came and got all y'all shit for like $200, and you don't even know that you can really go. Like, you don't know. Like, it's a lot of things that like a lot of us don't know because that's what we don't do. We don't research. So with that being said, she said a lot. It was a shorter video. I'm gonna run it back because I want to make sure that we get this part in, because what she said polygamy was not created for men.
Sister Shahrazad Ali dropping gems.
Any of this. Polygamy was created for women to make sure that every woman had a father for her children, every woman had food and protection. Okay? So if you have to share him with that time, and the actual fact is, none of us want to be bothered with no man 24/7 because we busy, we got things to do. But we just want to make sure he ain't with nobody else doing that.
That's right. That's right. You already said that a lot.
I mean, I would have never got nothing done if that had been my principle. You know, and I had a lot to do that I was trying to do in my own creativity and stuff. But when we find out if that happens, not gonna die. You don't have to burn his clothes. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
No bleach in his car seats. I mean, it's a lot of things, you know, that women do. Because we get angry about that. That's the deal breaker.
So look, Cav, I want to start with you, Cav. So look, you said that earlier about the repercussions of what happens when you perceive to be honest about the scenario, because it's not even really about whether somebody catches it, if that's what sends a person off. It's just the thought process sometimes. So what do you think about what she said, Cav?
It's spot on. I mean, just kind of like it was before. I just really think that people there's always adages, right? Like things that we've heard our whole life. Like it takes a village, right? We've all
Yeah.
heard that. Oh, it takes a village. Like where do y'all think that came from?
Right.
Nobody just pulled it out the sky. Like that came from somewhere. There were hunters, there were gatherers, there were people that everyone had a role to play. You know what I'm saying? And in normal conversation, I always tell y'all, like, any woman that's with me, I'm protecting her. If the four of us were out somewhere and someone approached the table, I'm standing in front of both of y'all because y'all are with me. That's my job to protect you. But people take these things and then you get mixed in with this European mindset, this uno, singular, one. You get mixed into this mindset. And then when you sit here and think about it, like, damn, it really don't make sense. A lot of things don't make sense because it's being forced on you. You know, things are being forced on you. You're going against your nature. You know, a woman walks by you, riding, you might want to turn and look, but you're like, nah, I can't do that. Why are you fighting your own nature? That's not natural. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. If you know, whoever you're with, you should encourage them to look. Hey, look at that ass. Yeah. Thank you for letting me know.
Like, I'm gonna look first.
We can't
live. Then I'll tap you in. Like,
yeah, like, come on. Like, let's be honest about the fact that we all have eyes. This right here. Oh my God, kids. So yes, kids. See, if I had multiple women, I wouldn't have to deal with the kids myself. Right. What's going on here? I can't even do what I need to do because I'm sitting here tending to the kids. You know, so I just think that people are short-sighted.
See, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, they coming.
Mine is coming soon too, so hoping they stay off.
Yeah, I'm done. Y'all gonna have to do it because
they're going. But I mean, duty calls. You know what I mean? Like, you know, a parent's job is never over, and that's another thing. So, and it will help because, like he said, like, and this is I'm not, and that's one thing I'm going to be clear because, you know, I don't want nobody that you know that's connected to Kev probably take this comment I'm about to say and be like, yo, Rod trying to play you. No, I'm not. This is what I'm saying though. At that particular moment, even in the sense of, yo, I gotta go jump on the podcast real quick. Had it been a little extra, maybe one person, you know, is doing something else, and the other one, that would have been a perfect example of how that would have worked out. Just for this small amount of time. You know what I mean? One person got something to do, the other person gets into the like it works when everybody create the balance. Now, what I'm saying to you is that whichever way a person chooses to live that particular or not, I don't care. That's up to you. It's not a thing about battling. Well, if you get, just, you know, do whatever you feel in life, but just be able to have the conversation is what I feel. So, son, what do you think about what she said, yo?
I mean, that's we birth nations, so we need help. We need help. So we did, you know, it did start with us. And I think the scariest thing is you spoke about Offset and Cardi B, right?
Mm-hmm.
We often like to say, well, everybody born, you know, everybody black. Well, I'm gonna be very clear with you. Other cultures, when they get with our men, they are able to speak to black women as if they're nothing. This is what he do for me, start calling us hoes, bitches. He's going to respect me. Meanwhile, after he walks out of your house, eating all them tacos, he going over to eat some grits. After you then took your body, and you're Latino, and made your body look just like us, sexual. You shared a stage with Megan Thee Stallion, and she outshined you. You couldn't get enough butt lifts to get that natural. And at the end of the day, I can't stand you, nigga. You done left me, nigga. Oh my God, nigga. But I thought you was hot in the bottom. I thought they was asking for you. He went back home. He came to do what he had to do. He went back home. He saw a need. He got it. He went back. The most disrespected woman in America. I ain't saying in the world, because we weren't disrespected back in the day. They saw something when they hit that bush, and they wanted to disconnect it. Okay? They wanted to disconnect it. That's why they started with our men. There were men that outweighed women back then. But because y'all they murdered him, killed him, sold him. We multiplied in different areas. Okay? We became other cultures. We multiplied. So you never know who's who and what's what. But we're the most disrespected. We are. So what do we say? We're going to birth these cultures, and we're going to say, look, man, I'm going to get a man, and I'm going to do what I need to do. All right, well, he may not be working, but I'm going to go ahead and get somebody else that is. But he over here doing that. So what? Next. We become that person. The way we did it, some of us know it's not right. But then one woman said to another man over here, look, I'm going to tell you what I want. I want a cul-de-sac. This is where brothers, sisters, and sisters' cousins come from. That's where this come from in the Carolinas. I got a cul-de-sac. And in that cul-de-sac, when you reach cul-de-sac number 5, that's Mr. Ralph cul-de-sac. That's all his wives and all his boys and all his daughters. Now, they're not intertwined, and they just brother cousins and sister cousins. All them women taken care of. And Mr. Ralph is well taken care of. Nobody complaining. That's what we need to get back to. You ain't just gonna walk into the cul-de-sac like it's crazy. And you ain't gonna be disrespecting nobody like it's crazy. We're forgetting those things, Rob. We're forgetting that. And also our men, they aren't protecting us. They aren't. They aren't protecting us. They're letting these women talk to us like we wild. Like we crazy.
Yeah.
Telling us
but you know who the dudes, you know who the dudes are that's allowing that. You got to remember, like a lot of these guys that are able to go and to other countries and stuff and pick these women, you know, these guys all got a little bit of change, you know what I'm saying? But they're guys that get overlooked and not picked over here, you know, because they don't fit, you know, what a person would deem to be cool or, you know, whatever it is in that community. A lot of times I just feel like
if your
we
woman
can't
fix
now, that. You said, do I?
If your woman looked at you right now and said, I give you 5 women right now, what you doing? You stuck. Look at you. What you doing?
No. You ain't asking me. You ain't asking me a question. There's a question for me. Like, what we doing here, yo? Because we weren't even talking about me. Like, what's the question? Is it for me? Is the question for me? Because it just gotta be for me. It gotta be what's the purpose? Like, I don't need 5 women to pump on. Like, what's the purpose? Like, yo, you all this shit I do. Is this person gonna hold the camera? This person gonna do the marketing? This person gonna contact the people? This person gonna make the call? Is this person gonna it gotta be that for me because I ain't got time. Like, listen, like a person can give me what I need, then we gonna get what we all need. But I don't need nobody to give me somebody to say, yo, yeah, listen, yo, I'm gonna give you these people so you could just do I don't need the one thing about it. For me, I'm just gonna be completely honest. But vagina is amazing. Let's just be completely honest. Like it's a great thing. It's super whatever. It has all the nutrients and ingredients a person could need to help sustain their life.
The fuck.
Vitamins A through Z.
You know what I'm saying? Double in the zinc, nigga. What?
Come on. Alphabet. You get what I'm saying? But
I mean, I didn't.
That can only bring the generations through. That can't create generational wealth. We got to be a group of people that have to look past where we are right now. And if you're looking past where you are right now, you got to be able to develop a structure with people who are like-minded. And at the end of the day, for some men and for some women, I'm sorry, it's not going to be the same sex. I promise you, I'm sorry. You can walk around here thinking that you can have a group of friends that you can do things with. Yeah, you can have a group of friends that you can do certain things with. But when it comes down to your inner and your outer circle, Those are two different fucking circles, yo. And it's two sets of different information and personal information that is circled around in these two circles, yo. Like word is born. Like we all grew up. A lot of us got brothers and sisters and all that. They know a lot about us, but they don't know them account numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They know everything.
Yes.
Like they can answer all the questions. Yeah, when he eats cereal with water, whatever. They could do all that, but they can't. They don't know them account numbers. You get what I'm saying? You gotta have people that know that. Because them children can't be forced to have to just mommy or whoever just gotta bring another nigga in because there's because of that. Like if that's what she want, that's what she want. But that ain't what she need though. Like I don't want no woman that's been with me have to go somewhere talking about that's what she need. That's a fucking lie. I do way too much shit for that. So yeah, if they're gonna give it to me, we gonna work. I promise you. Give it to me. Watch what we about to do. Don't play with me. Like if you feeling generous, you know what I'm saying? We about to be on some other shit. I don't even want to, you know what I'm saying? So nah, like I said, I might not be the one to play with, because I'm look, I do way too much shit. And I'm gonna stop there.
But that's a good thing. That's what it's about, though. That's a good thing. That's what I'm telling you. That's a good thing.
But that's what it gotta be about. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and in so many instances, I don't really know, how everybody is looking at it today. Because there's no one now. Normally, people be making comments. It's been a bunch of people, and ain't no comments today. So I don't know. I don't know which way this is gonna go. Whenever these clips go out, because they going out. And look, but it don't really matter, because at the end of the day, it's about the conversation, and I love the fact that we can come on a place and be comfortable enough to have that conversation. So before we go, I just want, before we go, I gotta ask you though. Before we go, based on what she said, now let's think about this. I don't know that. I'm not saying that you do any research of this stuff or anything before, but the fact that she said that it was created for women. What do you think about that particular portion of what she said? Like polygamy was created for women. Have you ever heard it in that context before?
I've never heard it in that context, because usually when you hear it, it's mostly from men and more of a physical aspect. Never really about the benefits of it, never really about the village mindset. But hearing it in that form and thinking about like what you said, when people are like, when grandpa died, she was lost. She had to go find another man. With that mindset and putting all that together, it makes sense. And like Sun said, it takes a village, Kev was saying that it takes a village. Putting all of that and thinking about those little things that we've heard through, all these years, it does seem it's a beneficial thing. And especially for women, men usually die sooner than women. So they're left with trying to figure everything else out. It's not the same as when grandma and grandpa, and the fact that a lot of women nowadays are on their shit. They know more about business, and they know about taking care of the bills and that nature. So we won't be left in that aspect. But there are still things that if the man were to die, we are left short with. So having that village or that community to help, to where not that you don't miss that figure, but you're still able to carry on without missing a beat.
Right.
Nobody's going hungry, nobody's scrambling, nobody's trying to figure out what comes next, because you have that security, you have that system in place. So with I think a good mindset going in and just being understanding and having those boundaries and knowing that respect level, like Sun was saying with her husband, about those women who wanted to be the side piece, wanted to be that other chick, that sneaky link. And he was like, no, having that set up and having that respect for each other, I think makes it sound more appealing. I think more women wouldn't be thinking of it in the way that we now take it. A lot of women in that negative aspect. because you know we've seen the memes with dudes who like you want to disappoint 2 women, like why? Like you're not even good enough for one, and so I feel that because like it's not for everybody. Like no, you don't deserve me. Like what the fuck you mean you want another one? Like what the I'm already doing you a favor. This is for my karma and shit. I'm trying to help you out. And you talking about another one, bitch? If you don't sit down, so
she said, "This is because of my karma. I'm with you because I did some shit to somebody else
into
before."
the universe, and
you stupid,
So I just feel like that's an important aspect going in. Like you can't do this with everybody. This ain't for everybody. But I think if it was given in this context and having women think about it in that way, they may not feel the way they're taking it currently. It's just a different way.
You're right. You're right. Sometimes it's not the message, it's the delivery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You know, how you give up the information, and that's where where a person could take it or digest it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to talk to people. When you know people, you have to talk to them and in their language sometimes. You know what I mean? You can't always, you could be you just got to find the words to say. Like what's the thing? Use your words. Like, when you tell a kid, like, use your words. We just got to use our words. You know what I mean? If you talk to your boys and you curse every other word, then if you're talking to, a woman, you might want to tone that back a little bit. You might want to find other words to put in place of that if you want them to receive the message, and you don't want them to flash back to their stepdad, slapping them and arguing with them and shit, because that could easily happen.
But you can also find that beautiful black man, because I can only speak on black men. I don't date any other cultures. I just don't. That's my preference. The beautiful black man that they've been trying to hide all these years. Even though I was in love with my husband, I did not fall in love with my husband until he shed it to whom he is now. He hadn't even recognized that he was verbally abused by women, physically abused by them, because he was just like, okay, well, that's just how women are. He always thought love was war, was fighting, was anger. No, all eyes on me, soldier. You know what I mean? Like, what? Yeah, And he thought that because he had his own issues. So not only do you gain something so beautiful, you get to see the blossom of a black man, and then the power. Oh my God. Now that's where the sexual part comes in, because you get to see this being shed and grow more and get to the point and go to the part where this young man was saying, oh, I protect. Well, see, my husband was around women that protect, but was also aggressive towards him.
Right.
He was never put in a place to lead. He don't say, oh, I got it. You sit down, I got it. But he say, I have it, but I got it. So, but because he was so respectful towards women, he never really argued. And I had to be that safe space. Black women, we need to be their safe space again. And guess what? Let me tell you how deep this is. If my husband was to call me today and say, look, I don't think this is working out, you know what I would say? Whatever you may need for the rest of your life, I am always here. I have no children from that man. I have no quarrels with that man. I have nothing but beauty for him, and I want him to grow. We got to stop holding these black men hostages. We got to. We got to. If you tired of being the alpha woman, then sit your ass down somewhere and let them be the man. That's what we need to do.
Yeah,
and you won't be so damn tired. You know what I mean? You won't be so tired.
You speaking. I wonder if there is a thing in people where, well, like you said earlier, giving credit where credit is due. Every man is not deserving of that particular scenario. Every man is not a leader, and every man don't have a plan. And I think that women, whether you are monogamous or in poly, you should only be with a man that has a plan. Like, Because if you can see yourself as part of the plan, then you can see yourself actually being part of the execution of the plan. You know, it won't take nothing away from you. You know what I
But
mean?
Raul,
But you got
y'all should have women that are part of your plan as well. They need to be able to stop saying, let me just bring me to the table. It's your birthday. I don't need to just say happy birthday. I need to go out for you as if you would go out for me. There are things that women are lacking. We need to bring to the table. We need to be the actual galaxy. That's it. Y'all do the rest. But we need to be there. And we got to stop saying, well, men do this and men do that. And listen, women are far better cheaters than men, if you want to use the word. We cheat every day. Let me drop you a gem. Okay? You can agree if you're a woman or not. If a woman looks at you and say, you're the only one for me, I don't want nobody else, she lying. She done been with somebody else or she with somebody else. She is lying to you. She has cheated on you. She has done some things, and the only thing she could do is lie to you to make you feel better. Now you can sit with that, put some sugar in and make Kool-Aid, whatever you want to do. Okay? That's not it. That's not it. We are far better cheaters than you can ever imagine. You could not even imagine the thing that we do and make you feel bad for it.
And it's different levels to it, because it may just be an emotional thing. It just may be an emotional cheating.
That's the first finger.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't even get to the level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm just saying.
Hey, see, this is what happens whenever you have the women on and let them talk, because you know, as men, you know, it's easy for us to get up here and talk from points based on experience, and people just look at it like, oh yeah, you're a man, that's why you saying that. Oh yeah, you're a man, that's why you want to be empowered. You a man, that's why, because you get to, you know, have all this and you get to do all that. Because a lot of people think that it's the benefit of the man, but they don't think about the unit. They don't think about the community, and they definitely don't think about these children. There's so much that we say all the time about adults don't adult, because they definitely don't think about it. Because just because you can do something don't mean that you should make your children struggle through with you. Just because you feel like you can handle a struggle.
I got to get off this show. Y'all about to make me shout, child. I'm gonna be here all night.
What you mean?
I'm gonna come out my bra. I can't even do it. I'm finna let my locks down.
What?
I can't deal with you, Rod. I can't now.
Nah, I'm saying, but this is real talk. It's just how I feel. Like, you know, we gotta. It's just a thing, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. You ever take time? I know me and Kev. So it's a lot of things. So like when we do these skits and all this other stuff, like I say all the time, because you know, like the way, like me and Kev got, we got this thing where we could just feed off of each other without even thinking about it. Like we just do it, right? So in a lot of aspects, people could say that's a chemistry, that's a thing, you know what I'm saying? And between men, like we can be in a space and allow each other the space to lead when it's supposed to. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So now when you get to when they got to deal with the opposite sex, they don't as all women. I'm just going to say some women don't understand. That's even more so when it comes to women. Even more so, because now you got the other component in it. Women are the nurturers, so they got the other component on top of the fact that they pay attention. All women are private eyes. I don't give a damn what. They can figure that shit out. Like, nigga, look, you forgot your own password.
I wear the hat all the time.
Listen, look, private eyes. You get what I'm saying? Like, they figure that shit out. And there's nothing more so than having having that people who the analytical part, when you already know that your man is a logical person. If you know your man is a thinker, then what better way than to add analytics to a thinker? Like, it's nothing that y'all can't do. Nothing that y'all can't accomplish. And it doesn't take all the pressure on the fact that, yeah, y'all got business to handle, but then, yeah, the children still get attention too. But hey, who am I, right? You know what I mean? All I'm doing is making it sound like it's good for men. Yay for men, right? It sucks, y'all. Word out. But all right, so before we get out of here, I just want y'all to know that all of y'all that were watching, I appreciate y'all. None of y'all really jumped in the comments tonight. As unlike y'all, I don't know why this topic was one that y'all ain't want to comment on. I think it's something that, you know, if you get the opportunity and you watch the playback, just leave some comments in the playback. YouTube, Twitch, on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. You know, leave some comments in there. You know, let's have some dialogue about it. You know what I mean? And we're gonna come back. You know, son, we're gonna have you back on because there's other parts that we didn't get into. We didn't even get into the breakdown of like estates. Oh, we didn't get into the breakdown of how the top families really did their money, how, you know, John D. Rockefeller is still a name that people are speaking about, but this dude been dead for hundreds of years. And the doctrine that they use to indoctrinate the rest of us based on plans that they just set in motion because they looked at their family first. I don't really subscribe to us as Black people representing our last names because we know where we got them from. But a lot of times you got to think about what the mindset is. You got to hustle for your last name, not your first name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in that aspect, you got to think about how can you put that together. You look at how they put it together, and then you'll be like, well, damn. I mean, what is it, like the great grandchild that's in charge right now?
I mean, there's so many generations.
You know
there's so many generations until we don't even know no more. We don't even know.
And that's just one. It's more. It's more families. We can talk about way more families than that, but that's the point. It's either you want to live check to check, you want your children to be on the hamster wheel, or you want to create a legacy. It's just about the person. So before we get out of here, I want to make sure that y'all let everybody know what y'all got going on and what y'all got coming up. So Kev, what you got going on, B?
So, you know, happy holidays to people that celebrate. Whatever you celebrate, happy holidays, whatever. But give me 5 and I'll thrive. You hear me now, son? Give me 5 and I'll thrive. That's gonna be my slogan all 2024. Give me 5 and I'll thrive.
Meek, make shirt, Meek.
You know what I'm saying? Give me 5 and I'll thrive.
Brother, I can get you 10 lined up by the night. Don't play my God.
Give me 10 and we gonna win. What we talking about? It's gonna be a rhyme for everything. You hear me? Listen. It's gonna be a rhyme for everything.
Give me 11, we going to heaven.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, so, Rob, please, you ain't coming
away. So, but yeah, just catch me on the scene. You know, Team Collective TV. We got all the skits coming out.
Yeah.
You know, make sure y'all watch the playback of this. You can catch me there. Catch me with the band. I got some new music of my own coming out, so a lot of people know I do music. So that's crazy.
I can't wait. We're gonna play it. We're gonna play it right on here.
Yes, you know what I'm saying, and pump it or dump it. You know, I'm still gonna be me regardless. So just a lot of happy things, man. Listen, I wish everybody peace and prosperity. You know, let's keep that thing rolling.
There it is, yo. Double salute to you, Kevy Cav. All right, so son, you the guest. Let us know what you got coming up. What's Energy Talks got going on? And everything else like that.
Man. Just first and foremost, whatever my leaders say is what we do. We have beauty going on. Energy Toss goes into Energy Toss Network, which means that we're building with other people. They're making other podcasts on our network. We're doing different things. We're going to have hidden gem events again next year in Atlanta and other places, other spots, other areas. I'm still helping Quinchella Nelson with her daughter, with LaDeja Nelson, fighting that beautiful cause. They're near and dear to my heart. You know, just loving life, and life is loving on me. And if that's not what we're doing, then I don't know what we're really doing.
All right, that's what's up, yeah. All right, Meek, what's up, yo? What you got going on?
You know, the end of the year, coming New Year's. I'm doing my planners, journals, everything's coming in. Tons of orders I'm working on. I got some courses that I'm hoping to develop for next year for, you know, my ladies, helping with that mindset, that spiritual growth, getting back to who you are. Got some collaborations coming up next year that I'm hoping to get, some retreats. I mean, there's a lot coming.
Wow.
To get it all going.
Needs a catcher.
Dope. Yeah, man. And that's
wait a minute now,
look.
Rob. Don't skip over that now, sister.
What happened?
Listen, see them.
She said she a cat.
You married there? Are you married? What's
Am
going
I?
on?
No, I do have a boyfriend though. We've been together for.
Okay, yeah, that's great
a
for
little
him. Just one?
Yes.
Okay.
Huh? Just one. Yeah, just
one. Okay.
just the one. If I was
Yeah,
gonna
see,
get
we don't
anything
like
else,
to push the lifestyle. We don't like to push the lifestyle.
no. If I was gonna get anything else,
That's a
though,
lot that you do.
No, I got
That's
dick
a
at
lot
home,
that
so if
you
I'm
do
gonna get
there.
everything else, it's gonna be a girl. Cause I already got a man. I'm good.
Mixtape, I'm gonna get anything else. I'm gonna get another girl. All right, we're gonna add another female to the play, and we're gonna make it shake from there, yo. Well, yo,
Yeah.
I ain't mad, yo.
One dude to
Yo, all right, that's.
For you. Go ahead.
Oh, all right. Yo, listen, when we get off air, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can do the matchmaking thing in a row. You know what I'm saying? Make that work, yo. Well, I just want, you know, a little finder's fee, you know what I'm saying, to be able to put it together. You know what I'm saying?
He's talking about a finder's fee.
I'm just playing.
I'm like, you out here trafficking and shit.
You know your brother.
It do sound like I'm trafficking, don't it? It sounds just like a little sex trafficking, don't it? So, yo, let me get a finder's fee. I got the little claw. I got the little claw. They walk. I got the claw. I invested in the little claw. Nah, but for real though, shout out to all of y'all that's been watching the skit. Hey, listen, y'all been going hard on the skits, man. Thank y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, we're gonna keep dropping them and we're gonna keep going. So thank y'all for that. Thank y'all for people who have been putting in the orders for the merch. I appreciate that. All of y'all that's been watching the playbacks of the podcast and the clips, and y'all been reacting and y'all been commenting and y'all been in y'all feelings. Thank y'all. I'm like, I appreciate y'all, man, because y'all helping the algorithm, and we really, really do need it to keep pushing, man. You know what I'm saying? So thank y'all, man. We love the fact that you guys are so emotional. Like, I really want all the men to know, man. Like, a lot of you guys know I cannot relate to you. I cannot. But the fact that you are emotional like you are, thank you. You know what I mean? Because you guys are helping. As much as you feel like you're hurting, you're helping. And it's amazing. And I just want to give you your props. Because like the ladies say earlier, a lot of times, well, the men don't always be black either. So that's why I'm saying men in general. Sometimes we got to, you know what I'm saying, we got to big each other up, man. Even when you a hater, sometimes we got to recognize that, you know, in your hate, you're doing a great job. Like you're
great
really,
service.
That's their job.
Yeah.
Though. That's
like
what they're
you're really
here for.
doing good, man. Like when you take the time to comment negative on someone's post, like you're helping. Like, I don't know if you don't know that or not, but I just want to let you know, thank you, because you are very much a lot of help. So thank you.
I'm gonna throw this in real quick. It takes more than gasoline to make a car go. It has oil, it has electricity. You have all these moving parts that move together to make a car go. So it's gonna take hate and love to elevate you. So let the people who hate.
Yeah,
and please, if you dislike what I say, comment on it. If you like what I say, comment it on it. If you think I'm crazy, share it and let your friends comment it on it. I don't.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's
bring
what we
it.
want.
Bring it.
It's a
share
spark
it with your friends. Definitely share it with your friends.
Definitely to spark a conversation. And to all the people that watched tonight, thank y'all. And all the people that's going to watch the playback, we just want to leave y'all with this. Listen, we're not talking about it in a way to force a lifestyle on anybody. We know that all men is not deserving of that lifestyle, and all women are not deserving of that lifestyle. Some people just want something so they can make it easier for them. No, you got to be thinking past you. If you can't be around people that can think past themselves, and those people don't need to be involved in your plan. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we gonna bring this back. We're gonna have another topic about it because, like I said, we didn't really get into the other parts of it. We didn't get into the setting up or how this thing really moves and how it works. We didn't get into giving you guys the examples of the people who actually did it, and they just ain't tell y'all that that's what they do. Like, you just don't think about it. And then we have things that, for those of you that subscribe to the Bible, there's so much of it in there. And I know they kept you guys away from the Old Testament for what reason? I don't know, because, you know, it's a way. You know, it's a way. And then, it's been doctored, it's been touched up, but then again, you got to think about it. The way that they touch it and where they take it from is the same thing. A lot of times they didn't know what to take out as much as they felt like it was important. There's so much other shit in there they didn't think that we was going to pay attention to, that they forgot, and it's there. You know, so I want a lot of y'all to just understand there's so much more to it that we could talk about when it comes to it. Just get sex out your mind, yo. yeah, it's something you're gonna do. You're an adult. You're grown. Yeah, you're gonna do it. But then you gotta think past that sometimes. Stop being so narrow-minded, yo. I mean, like, damn, it's only a 15, 20-minute thing. If it's longer than that, then one of y'all got some trash. Or like
Trash. Hefty
my
bag.
bad.
Hey.
My bad. My bad. Yikes. Okay, so on that note, all right, y'all. So peace out. Until next week, we'll be back. And like I say all the time, man, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will, yo. Y'all don't hang up. Y'all stay on. I don't know why I said hang up. But peace, y'all. Bye.